having earned a 4-diamond degree of membership in the National Speech and Debate Association's Honor Society due to his students' speech and debate presentations, competition, and service. He had earned more than 10,000 points. Because of this, the association wrote that he has gained access for countless students to life-changing activities associated with speech and debate. They sent a congratulatory letter. I just want to share that with the board so I know how hard So, a very astute observer and our board attorney has said that we should all do one loud clap. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Thank you very much.
So we're up to public comment on agenda items. This is the time for public participation on agenda items only. When you approach the microphone, please state your name and address. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. No participant may speak more than once during a given public comment session. All statements should be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. Please understand that students and employees have specific legal and privacy protections. The board is not permitted to respond in public to comments about students and employees. Please understand that public comment portions of our agenda are not structured as question and answer sessions, but rather they are offered as opportunities to share your thoughts with the board. The board may or may not respond to public comments. However, all comments from the public are considered and will be investigated and addressed as appropriate. So is the clipboard up? Okay, so if you come up, sign in on the clipboard. You can sign in after you talk if you want to.
I just was, before we begin public comment, I just was asked to briefly address a few issues that have arisen recently in comments from the public, which address issues related to the staff of the school district. And I think that these comments appear to show a lack of understanding, perhaps, which not everyone should, would be expected to know how such allegations are addressed by the district. But they may have given the public the mistaken impression that the board isn't listening to them, or that the district is not taking action regarding complaints that parents make. So the first thing I'd like to explain is just a little bit about the fact that there's a well-defined chain of command with respect to public school districts. And by law and policy, issues related to staff members must be addressed through the chain of command. This means that they typically should be addressed first with the staff member involved, then at the building level with the principal, then perhaps at the central administration or superintendent level. It is only after a matter has been dealt with at the administrative level that it may come before the board for some sort of action. And this is true also for student matters. So there's also a chain of command. This means that if an issue related to staff is raised by a member of the public, it is going to be referred to the appropriate steps in the chain of command for consideration, and if necessary, any investigation that may be required. Please understand that until an issue comes before the board through the proper chain of command, the board itself is not able to act on it, and will probably not even have much information about it. The second thing I'd like to explain is that staff members and also students have privacy rights and legal protections. Therefore, the board is not able to respond to allegations involving staff members or students in public. Although the board can't discuss issues involving staff members or students in public, they also can't really prevent members of the public from commenting on them during public participation. However, in this regard, I just want to caution the public that any comments they make with respect to staff members are made at their own risk, as any such statements could be considered defamatory, and the affected individuals could assert legal claims based on the statements. Finally, I just want to emphasize again that the board is not able to respond specifically to allegations regarding staff and students. But that does not mean that the comments are not heard and are not referred appropriately through the chain of command.
Thank you, Mr. Fu. So at this point, we'll open public comment. Just tell us your name and address and sign in, please. close that public comment at this point. We're up to approval of minutes. There's one item, someone like to make a motion. Mrs. White and Mrs. Gray, seconded. Any comments or questions about the minutes? We have a roll call, please.
Mr. Byrne? Ms. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gray? Mr. Sam? Yes. Mrs. White? Mrs. Richmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore? Mrs. Porter?
Yes. We're up to the Finance Committee. There are 20 items. Would someone like to make a motion? Mrs. Clark? Mrs. Wilbur, seconded. Oh, did I count wrong? I'm sorry. I have personnel written down. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, 3 items. Yeah, I was wondering because you didn't have a finance meeting that. Okay, 3 items. Let's redo that. Mrs. Warren. Mrs. Wilbur, second. Okay, so 3 items. Did anyone have any questions on these items? Could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Byrne? Ms. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gray? Mr. Sam? Yes. Mrs. White? Mrs. Richmond? Mrs. Moore? Mrs. Porter?
Okay, now we're up to personnel. There are 20 items. Someone like to make a motion? Mrs. Richmond? And Mrs. Wilson. Anyone have any questions before we vote? We have a roll call, please.
Mr. Byrne? Ms. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mrs. Gray? Mr. Sam? Yes. Mrs. White? Mrs. Richmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Thank you. Mr. Markarian had something to say.
Okay, so yes, I would like to just state something briefly, and Mr. Syed may well jump in as addition. So with the personnel action tonight, the board has approved someone to fill some pretty big shoes. Our current K-12 supervisor of mathematics is Tara Bowman, someone who's been in the district for a very long time and who will be very sorely missed. So poor Grant. Grant has to follow that path. But we're going to be very supportive of Grant, and we're very, very pleased we really feel lucky to have found Grant. Grant Homer is here, and I'll invite him to say a couple words in a minute. But I just wanted to say, Grant, that you do have big shoes to fill in Ms. Bowman, and I'm very, very thankful of the board's support in appointing you a little bit early so that you can have some overlap time with Ms. Bowman, because it's a big job. And everybody knows that it's a big job. And so we're really, really supportive of the board being willing to bring you on so that you can have some time with Ms. Bowman and kind of learn about the district a little bit with her experience. So I just want to welcome you, and I want to congratulate you on being a successful candidate. And I'm sure Mr. Sy would like to share a couple words as well, and then we'd love to have you come up if you'd like to say anything.
Yeah, so as Mr. Markarian stated, obviously, without being too redundant, those are big shoes to fill. But we have a lot of confidence in you, Grant, that you're going to be successful in the position. And just a couple things about Mr. Culver. He comes to us from Somerset Hill School District, where he's been the science, math, and technology supervisor for the past 6 years. And then prior to that was a teacher in Melbourne. And he's very smart because he's already sitting next to his boss. So that is the first good decision he's made. And so I know between the support from Ms. Fox and also Mrs. Bowman over the last 5 weeks of the school year, I know he's going to have a lot of support. And obviously we're all here to support you. And I can't thank the board enough too. and the staff members who participated in the interviewing process. We had a really thorough process, and we added a new wrinkle this year where we actually brought the candidates to the buildings to meet the staff. So I appreciate all the staff input that we had too. We had a lot of math teachers come down and meet the candidates that really weighed heavily in our decision as well. So I just want to thank the staff as well. So Grant, if you want to say a couple words. Act number 1 is supervisor.
I will not voice, sorry. I want to thank the board, I really do, I appreciate you taking me on, and I think I have big shoes to fill that. And I wanted to say, I want to welcome you all, and I want to say thank you so much for helping me and welcoming me, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Okay, so now we're up to policy. Policy didn't meet. Okay, next meeting. Okay.
At the next meeting.
Okay. Okay, curriculum committee. Can you hear me? How about this one? So the curriculum committee met on March 1st. First order of business was approving a new textbook, the introduction of a new textbook for the new course called Computer Applications in Business. And this was formerly known as word processing. It will be an expanded course that will focus primarily on Microsoft products. And the feedback that brought us to this decision is that a lot of the kids go to college and they discover that they would like to have better skills in this area because it takes a lot of time to learn the model of learning and adjust it to, especially in college. Then Ms. Fox did a review of the program evaluation process for all curricular areas. She explained that it's a living and breathing document. By its very nature, it changes. The evaluation of the program generally takes about 2 years. In year 1, the committee represents a cross-section of the curricular area and grade levels. The aim is to bring together 4 to 6 teachers. Others are brought in as availability and budget permits. The group engages in research and discussion. They revisit the prior program evaluation, gather data from comparable districts, look at the best practices, and identify strengths and weaknesses. Staff, parents, and students can also be surveyed during this time. Preliminary goals are set, some potential recommendations are considered, and that group reaches out to the remaining staff teaching the content area. During the second year, time is spent during department meetings and/or curriculum meetings discussing research and survey results. Another group is convened to Another group is convened to refine recommendations and formalize the evaluation result. The resulting recommendation is then reported. The next item on the agenda was the senior experience, which is new to Ridge High School for next year. The last 2 minutes ago, the Board of Education approved the memorandum of agreement with the Township Committee because the town will be offering a couple of opportunities for seniors in this area. In total, 54 seniors expressed interest in the senior experience, which, if you're not familiar, is going to take place in the final senior year and the last. The week after. So 54 seniors expressed interest, 29 actually registered, and 22 are still eligible. 7 of them are designing their own program, and 15 will be assigned a position, perhaps in those township positions that I mentioned previously. The areas of interest for these senior experiences include information technology, web development, principals and teachers from each building met in January to come to a meeting on a unified approach for next year. The three core tenets of the group focused their efforts on homeroom teachers seeing students at the beginning and end of the day, students that work in an uninterrupted block of the area, all four buildings were scheduled instruction for each content area, math, and data, writing, science, social studies. Okay, so the next item is the elementary Spanish program. Efforts have been underway to finalize the curriculum of Spanish at the elementary level. Ms. Stopper is committed to the following program that provides instruction for 30 minutes twice a week. She will be meeting with the elementary principals in March to finalize this. The next item was honors algebra 2. Ms. Bowman reported to the committee on the separate section of 10th grade honors algebra 2. This is the first year that has taken place. She reported out the midterm grades as of March 6th. I'm not going to read all the numbers, but the long and the short of it is that a lot more 10th graders dropped honors algebra 2 than 9th graders. There was a brief discussion regarding there was a brief discussion regarding that by March sophomore year, there were less than 30 students remaining in the honors math faculty after the 8th grade. Committee members inquired as to whether there might have been a better success rate than the 10th grade honors algebra 2. Had the 10th grade honors algebra 2 students received an enriched curriculum with relevance. District administrators feel that this may have impact, but it is also a function of students' motivation and ability in mathematics, not a function of whether or not they are heterogeneous or homogeneous. Heterogeneously or homogeneously grouped. This can be reconsidered after the 8th grade math honors algebra course has been implemented, which will be the year after next. Next, we heard an update on the English Language Learners Program. Ms. Stotler reported that the district now has enough Spanish-speaking students that we are required to provide a bilingual program. The threshold for this state requirement to have this program is 20 students of the same language. The state mandates that, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Oh, so the state would mandate that there are 2 periods of ESL provided for all students in this program. But given that our district crossed the threshold of the 20 students mid-year, Ms. Styler has applied for a waiver from the state for the remainder of 2018-19. In English Language Arts, we got an update on the College Board announcement. They announced changes to both AP English courses, literature and language, for spring of 2020 testing. Essays will be scored using new rubrics, multiple choice question types will change, vocab will be in context and identification will be updated, and other new types will be added. These changes will necessitate training for 6 teachers this summer. The College Board has also moved from registration from the winter to the fall, so students will have to register for their AP exams pretty much right after school starts. The summer 2019 reading selection process implemented last year was a great success and will be followed again this year. Continuing the effort to engage the school community,
Students cast votes in a March Madness style beginning the week of March 11th. The final choices should be announced after the third round of voting, which begins next week. Mr. Shello joined us to discuss the Bridge Wellness Program and the anticipated changes in 9th and 10th grade health curriculum. He stated that the health staff are working on developing the lessons for the additional 3 weeks of health in 10th grade. This work will continue through this summer. Focus groups are being assembled so that staff can speak with students about their health class experiences. This input will help shape the lessons, which will focus on drug and alcohol use and abuse, as well as suicide prevention. Consideration is being given to some parent focus groups as well as a possible Google survey for juniors and seniors sometime after the completion of the third marking period. With regard to the grading for the new content, the additional 3 weeks will be added to the driver's education marking period. Students who receive a grade after 12 weeks are complete. This will function similarly to the cycle course grading at Williams Annan, which also does not fall along marking period lines. And lastly, with regard to Project Lead the Way Engineering, in order to address the concerns raised by some parents and a group of students at a few board meetings last fall, 3 former tech ed courses were added to the program of studies for next year, and student request will dictate which courses will run. In addition, the high school tech ed teachers visited the 8th grade students to provide them with an overview of the course offerings at Bridge and to help them make an appropriate request. The presentation was provided to the kids. The next meeting is April 5th. Do board members have any questions? Does anyone want to use the working group?
Okay, we're now up to the Advocacy Committee report.
Advocacy will slow down, so he does not meet. Meetings on Monday, April 1st, starting at 9 o'clock each day.
Thank you. So she said that the Advocacy Committee had gotten snowed out, and it's going to be on April 1st, and it will be at Oak Street, because that's where we're supposed to go on the one that got snowed out. Okay. We're up to the SEL Committee.
As the SEL committee met on February 28th, we talked about, we got some feedback on the January 30th SEL Wellness in-service day from William and Ridge. So some of the feedback that we got was that a survey was given to the teachers about the in-service day. They came up with some ideas from the November 7th in-service day and wanted to talk about SEL and wellness on this particular day. Overall, the teachers felt that so far the feedback was very positive. The primary request from the staff and teachers was to learn mindfulness meditation, so that was the main focus of the day. The administration brought in Anna Major as a speaker, who is a former Ridge educator and mindfulness instructor for children. She opened up the in-service day at Ridge and closed the afternoon in-service day at Bling Mannon. Several organizations and professionals from the Basking Ridge community in Somerset County also provided professional learning workshops for the staff that day. At Ridge, the day was about recharging your battery through mindfulness exercises, and the staff was up and out of their seats interacting with each other. They discussed ways to fit mindfulness into their day. They also discussed ways of dealing with stressors daily and weekly. And the staff reported back that they generally enjoyed the day. They shared ideas about how to keep everyone engaged and how to carry the enthusiasm forward. As a result of that day, 3 committees were formed, and those 3 committees are Culture and Climate, Character Ed, and Staff Appreciation. And 41 people have volunteered to participate on these committees and keep the enthusiasm growing within the school and district. Teacher leaders are framing committees and and building buy-in in the school. They're having meetings to brainstorm ideas to create ownership of the programs, to see where SEL wellness concepts overlap and how more can be brought in. So currently the staff is internalizing how to incorporate mindfulness into their classrooms. In some classes, the do now activities are being replaced by mindfulness minutes or 3 or 4 minutes exercises. Mr. Syed observed this practice in action, and the teachers and the students really seem to be taking to it. In terms of improvement, most of the comments were generally logistics recommendations. I think about how picking the stations or what they were going to participate in that day and moving along. There was a range of feedback, mindfulness helping them personally, mindfulness helping keeping their energy level up. Some people said that they learned how to reset, when to reset, learned new tools, and different techniques to use, practice for mindfulness. They learned how to recognize teacher fatigue, learned how to use self-reflection to help make their situation, attitude, and teaching better in their classrooms. Other groups were meeting also. Mr. Crouch reported back that other groups were meeting to talk about freshman orientation, a Ridge Gives Back Day, infusing SEL into curriculum, PE, and health. They also reported that Community Crisis was planning to come talk to the district health department, and Ms. Fox gave us some upcoming curriculum forum and parent academies within district. There happens to be one on Wednesday at William Mannon about math, science, world language, and GMT at 9:15. There's a study skills parent academy at William Mannon on March 27th. April 3rd is a school counseling presentation at Oak Street. April 17th is a social studies presentation at William Mannon. April 29th is a transition to middle school in practical performing arts at Cedar Hill. And May 15th is a debunking the college myth and time management presentation with a time and a place to be determined. I'm using the opportunity to give you all of those dates because we do have an audience actually at our meeting, and we do seem to be having a challenge of getting people to come to these things, so hopefully something will interest you and you put it on your calendar. We did talk about some brainstorming about how to get people to come out to the evening programs, and I had some ideas about how to tie things and perhaps reward or use as incentives to get people to come to these parent academies and curriculum forums. So if anybody has any great ideas, we would love to hear them. On February 27th, the district had a really great presentation called Distress or Eustress. Unfortunately, it was very poorly attended. There were probably 15 of us there in the audience. But stress is defined as a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Eustress is defined as a positive form of stress having a beneficial effect on health, motivation, performance, and emotional well-being. Hopefully, you took the opportunity to look at the presentation that Mr. Markarian shared in his SOS Express. He said that most stress is caused by people reacting to something they care about. And then we, again, spent a little bit more time trying to figure out how to get people to come to see these great opportunities that the district is putting on for everybody. We had a brief conversation about the rotating drop school visits. Mr. Krause explained that several administrators, teachers, and students visited 4 schools, 2 with rotating drop schedules and 2 with an A day, B day schedule. And administration is in the process of getting feedback from the teachers and students, and there will eventually be a report coming and a recommendation to the full board. So there's a lot more information that we can look forward to getting. Their preliminary takeaways were that students loved it and loved the break in the schedule, that the teachers liked it too. There seemed to be more positive feedback to A day, B day, but we don't really know for sure because we don't have the official report. But the overall culture of the building was calmer, and They really like the not always starting, stopping, changing rooms. It seemed to just be better as an overall environment. Ms. Smith gave a brief update on the K-12 counseling alignment with the Ask a National Model and RAMP Association. That is her goal for the counseling department. Last month we spent a lot of time talking about William Mannon and the elementary levels. This meeting was focused on Ridge and how the small groups and the SACs would like to limit taking students out of actual classes to participate in small groups. So they don't want the kids to miss class time. They are looking to do more during lunch periods, but it really needs to make sense for the kids if they can do that and what works best for them. The counseling department is working on a needs assessment, and the RAD students are coming to the next SAC department meeting to offer student input to their programming. In terms of health wellness programming and a student focus group at Ridge, the team will be looking to put together some health and wellness focus groups, and they are determining what that will look like. They would like to have a good cross-section of students to participate. They're considering pulling students randomly during lunch periods to participate in quick focus groups, randomly selecting students using data from the end of class surveys. What we have been hearing a lot about is in terms of exit surveys. Considering what supplemental topics make the most sense for Friday programming. Administration is also considering potential options for parent input. Our next meeting is March 28th. Do any board members have any board members need or have any questions? Sorry, or need a drink.
Okay, we're now up to liaison committee report.
Okay, so the Municipal Alliance met on March 5th, and the Pride Survey was administered to students in grades 6, 8, 10, and 12 during the first week of March. It will result in new baseline data this year because it is replacing the American Drug and Alcohol Survey that was used for many years. During the last week in February, the William Mannon peer educators went to the 6th grade morning meetings and did lessons for the students on vaping. The RAD students are presenting an educational program on vaping for parents on April 24th at the town hall. And there is a prescription drug drop-off day scheduled for April 27th at the police station. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you. Okay, so we're up to public comment on non-agenda items. As I mentioned before, at the first public comment, if you come up to the microphone, please state your name and address and sign in on the clipboard afterwards.
Can you hear me? Good evening, everybody. My name is Melanie Dupuy. I am the co-president of the Bernards Township Education Association. I have been a social studies teacher at William Mannon for the last 13 years, and I've also coached the Ridge High School swim team for the past 12. I am incredibly proud to work here, and I'm honored to represent and speak on behalf of all of the outstanding teachers and education support professionals in our association. As an association, we wanted to start by thanking the members of the Board of Education for your dedicated service to the Basking Ridge community. It is often a difficult and demanding job, and the BTA applaud you for your hard work and determination to seek out solutions and common ground that advance the interests of all of our students. It has been deeply upsetting to our members to listen to the tone and tenor of recent board meetings. As a group of dedicated professionals, it is important for us to avoid personalized attacks and recognize that we are all human beings striving to make a difference in our children's lives. Much has been said lately about what's wrong with Bernards Township schools. We're here to tell you what's right. Many members of the community, board members, administrators, and staff members attended the strategic planning sessions earlier this year. These dynamic and productive sessions highlighted and demonstrated the power of mutual collaboration. When we all work together, we can develop creative ideas, generate positive momentum, and achieve common goals. We serve our students best when all stakeholders work together with mutual respect. The BTA and the board certainly don't agree on everything. In fact, we often disagree. But we know that the best path forward to benefit students and the community as a whole is one of professional collaboration. Regardless of our professional disagreements, it is essential to remember that we all share the goals for the children of this community. Every lesson plan developed, every activity planned, every extracurricular activity supervised is designed with the intention to positively engage our students and administer a high-quality, well-rounded curriculum. We are a community of professionals, and we take pride that in this district, our teachers are constantly seeking out professional development opportunities to further their own education in order to improve the classroom experience for all of our students. We look forward to working together. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Karen Pelican, and I'm the other co-president of the Berners Township Education Association. I am proud to say that I've been an elementary school teacher in this district for the past 25 years at Cedar Hill School and Mount Prospect School. I am also proud to represent the dedicated and hardworking professionals our students in this community work with every single day. One of the goals of Berners Township Schools is to strengthen the ability of the staff to promote social, emotional health and well-being outcomes through staff development. There are many weekends where our colleagues attend ed camps and other conferences to collaborate with educators from around the state in order to bring back new instructional methods. Our teachers regularly teach and attend staff college courses to share with their colleagues the information they've obtained through professional development workshops. In their pursuit of constantly improving their professional practice, our staff has earned numerous graduate and PhD degrees, which I know that the administration and board support. If we are to improve for the sake of the children of our community, it is important to reflect on the needs of the community and make changes when necessary by working together in a positive manner. Our entire profession is built on a collaborative model. Educators are, by nature, creatures of collaboration and reflection. We love working in the classroom because the students are our #1 priority, and they are best served when all stakeholders work together with mutual respect. We work in Berners Township because we excel in our profession, and we are dedicated to student growth and are determined to improve student success. We recognize that no one and nothing is perfect, and of course there is always room for improvement for all. However, rather than being at odds, let's get all the stakeholders to come together to achieve our common goal, an excellent educational experience for all of our Berners Township students. The lines of communication are open, and we look forward to continuing the constructive conversations. Let's begin tonight.
Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening. My name is Stella Perna, 105 Tuxford Terrace. I understand from my friends who I'm sitting near that there was some article in the paper, so I apologize. I'm not familiar with what's going on and why perhaps the teachers are here, but I like having the teachers here. I'm up here tonight because I wanted to talk again about social emotional learning. I'm going to be a dog on this bone until I understand it. I've been reading a lot of articles about what it is and what it isn't, and there was an article that came out March 11th from the Pioneer Institute up in Massachusetts, and it was not very positive regarding social emotional learning, I'm sad to say. The title of the study says that the new study finds multiple problems with the push for social emotional learning in K through 12 education. I'm just going to read a couple of lines that disturbed me, and I will forward it to the board tomorrow so that way you can read it as well. It starts with social emotional learning has been billed as a transformational tool to propel students to greater academic achievement and personal fulfillment. Unfortunately, as the new Pioneer Institute makes clear, the research evidence to back up these claims is thin and unpersuasive. Moreover, the risks SEL poses to student privacy and health are significant. It says here, those that are proponents of SEL call for focusing less on academic content and knowledge in schools and more on student attributes, mindsets, values, and behaviors. Not only are the goals of SEL ill-defined, but they also raise significant unanswered questions about what attitudes should be promoted. That makes me concerned. It also indicated that nationally in 2018, federal, state, and local governments invested more than $30 billion annually to implement SEL in K through 12 public schools. The level of expenditure is surprising considering tight public school budgets and the lack of any reliable, objective, and research-based method to measure or assess a student's personality, values, and mindsets, as the SEL proponents admit. My understanding of what SEL was supposed to be in our district was to incorporate the very things that we had discussed at that fall exercise where we brought parents and teachers and Board of Education members together to identify those things that are an issue for our students in this district. I came away from it thinking, okay, we're going to try to incorporate meditation, mindfulness techniques throughout the school day for the students. And I was fine with that. But I'm starting to see that it's not that at all. And maybe that is going to be incorporated, but somehow I'm feeling like there's more to this than I understand. And I just would like some clarity because I've looked at everything that's been sent out, I've looked at the videos, I'm still not getting it. And I consider myself a bright person and I'm not getting it. So it would be helpful if we could just once again explain what it is. I'm looking at Mr. Markarian's letter from Friday, March 8th, where you indicate to separate the issues, health, physical education versus social, emotional learning, and character education. I get the health, physical education. I get that we have to incorporate some items that we need to address, such as vaping and looking at our current health programs, being that they perhaps could use a little bit more tightening. Thank you. The social and emotional learning and character education, somehow I don't think those two should be tied together. The character education, I'm all about that. At the elementary school level, our district has done a great job. But I think that kind of falls away. I feel like once they get to middle school and high school, character education, that should be part of our school district. It shouldn't be, hey, kids, this is what character education is. That should be in our school district from K through 12. And then again, the social emotional learning part, I'm still not understanding it, so it would be really helpful if that would be clarified. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Ellen Peters. I live at 40 Lexington Road. I just wanted to bring some positivity to these meetings and to make the board and the public aware of some very positive things that go on at Ridge High School.
We've had staff members go to hospitals, rehabs, and homes of one of our students who was hospitalized for a long period of time. We've had staff members buy complete wardrobes for students who didn't have anything at home. We've had staff members buy Christmas gifts or holiday gifts for students that weren't going to be getting anything at home. We've had staff members provide meals for families when we've been made aware of medical situations at a home for one of our students. We had a staff member drive all the way down to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia when we had a student who was undergoing cancer treatments, and so he stayed with her for the day. We've had staff members take students to the dentist, to go prom dress shopping, to get tuxedo rentals, to go for college orientations. We've had our high school staff make donations every year in excess of $1,000 to help some of our financially disadvantaged students. There's a lot of positive things that go on at the high school and throughout our district, and I would love if Jake would include some of that in the Burgersville News so that people in the community are fully aware of the wonderful staff that we have. Thank you.
Is there anyone else for public comment? No? Okay, so at this point, we'll close public comment. Okay, you want to respond?
So just a couple things. As far as the SEL goes, I think that we can try to provide the clarification requested at the April 1st meeting. We're doing our next SEL program update. So we can certainly talk about that issue again. We'll be talking about trends in mental health at that meeting as well. And I believe we'll be trying to get Mr. Kraus to report out on his visits, the site visits that he made with several staff and students to some of the area high schools to look at master schedules. So we have kind of a full agenda on April 1st, but those topics connect. I thought that would be a nice presentation to do simultaneously. With regard to the staff, it's great to see so many staff members here tonight. I couldn't agree more with respect to the amount of positive things that the staff at Bridge High School and, in fact, in all the buildings do. Sadly, I don't get out much, but when I do, I'm impressed every time I'm out. I was at Bridge on Friday afternoon, I think it was, and I stopped into one class just to watch what was going on. There was a teacher teaching math, no bias, but I went to stop and watch the math class, and I noticed that there was another teacher in the room, and I think I've mentioned this before, but the other teacher in the room was a substitute, as I found out later, and the teacher that was teaching the students, not just like hanging out, but actually teaching the students and demonstrating how to do some things, and also going around and helping the kids individually, just came by to help out a colleague that was absent that day in the class. So as far as the commitment of the staff, it's not just about some of the nice things that they might do, it's also about their commitment to the education and the learning of the students. I mean, here you have a teacher that's giving up a free period to go and teach another teacher's class, even though there's a substitute there. Well, why is that teacher doing that? Well, that's because they're trying to help each other out and help the kids not fall behind, because they know full well that 99% of the time, no disrespect meant to the substitute, but they're not generally going to be able to help with a lot of the content that the kids are doing. So, that's just one small example of what I see, and I don't get out much, but every time I do, I see things like that. So, kudos to our staff. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for your comments.
I just want to also say that it's nice to see all the friendly faces when we walked into the room tonight. And I want to affirm what several of you got up and said. We've had some difficult board meetings lately, and at one of them a couple times ago, I was trying to say something about how we all need to work together in the community, and I was actually at that point more speaking to parents who were there, who were upset, and I was concerned by just the negativity and the tone, and I think it might have come across as us complaining that we don't like to get, harsh things said to us or something, and we don't care. I mean, we're used to it now, right? We've been on the board for a while, and it doesn't get us personally upset, but it's discouraging because we all want what's best for the kids, and we're all here, to work together, and so when we feel like that's not happening, it's kind of depressing, and so I never feel like that from the teachers, because I feel like the teachers have a really positive attitude in our district and are always doing what's best for the kids, and so I really hope that the whole community can come together and work together going forwards. Thank you all for coming. Okay, we're up to board forum. Does anyone have anything for board forum?
Along those same lines, you're talking about with teachers. It wasn't for my son's counselor at high school, he would not have applied to any colleges. So that's awesome. It's not, doesn't mean he's going or anything, but he applied and he actually got accepted to some. So that's a kudos to some really, really hard work by a lot of great teachers who really helped me out. And I get emails, I get updates when my kids are having tests. I mean, above and beyond anything that I would expect or think my kids even deserve, to tell you the truth. So, I mean, I love my kids, but, but the teachers show tons of compassion and the patience of saints sometimes, because I don't have that same patience, I have to say. But, even all my kids, they reach out to me if my children are having trouble in class. I get an email saying they're good kids, but struggling here or there, and giving me a chance to also help them with my children. So I think that is going above and beyond what that we expect or what they have to do, and I truly, truly appreciate it, and that's why we're all here. And I mean, I get it. I get sometimes you get frustrated, you get, you don't like what someone's doing, but everything can be set up positively. I feel like if people are willing to do that. I do appreciate all the teachers coming out, and I feel like, it's been a really crappy month since like September. No, September. I don't know, it's been kind of tough, and I feel like, it's not really how everyone feels, I feel like all the focus has been on the bad, when there really isn't that much bad. There's mostly good, and I'm a personal recipient of all the good that I feel like that the school system provides for kids. So I just want to say that. Thanks.
I may not have any answers, but today's kids are very different than what the kids were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. They're on their telephones, they're the internet, they're not doing many of the things that my children did when they were younger. I can talk to my grandchildren and they don't even hear me because they're on the telephone. It's a totally different group and an environment that they're growing up with is quite than what we experienced. I think not only do you want to do some more analysis and thinking, but I think you might want to consider outside professional advice. What some of these outside people who study what's going on and maybe could give us better insight into what's going on. I mean, if you knew what the trouble was with your own children, you'd instantly fix it. But it's much more complicated than that because they are different and you don't know how to address them. I would strongly urge us to bring in some outside professional opinions and learn from them because the problem is very serious. It's not just drugs, it's suicide, it's depression, the list goes on and on and on. And I think the kids need much more information and much more advice from society, and I don't think we know it all the time.
Does this work? It does. As a past teacher, I just want to say nobody goes into teaching because you want the thanks, because you really don't get them that often. Parents are much more apt to come to you to complain and tell you what you did wrong and the spelling mistake you had in a worksheet or the incorrect answer you had on an answer key. But you do what you do because you love the kids and you love our kids. And as my first one is graduating, I just want to say thank you for what you do, because I have 4 kids and they have each gotten the most incredible education, and I am just so happy that my kids are in this district and they have all of you to guide them and help them when they're with you, because you are their parents as well as their teachers for at least 6 hours a day, and if your kids are involved in after-school activities, sometimes through dinner or late at night. Sometimes you see them more than we do. So thank you for coming tonight, but more than that, thank you for all that you do for them.
Is there anyone else for board forum? I'll try this one.
First of all, ditto, because I have 4 kids and I'm on the 4th one. All the rest are gone out and almost entirely employed. We're 3 months away. But I want to say thank you to the staff for everything that you do for our kids. And I want to say to the public, because I know enough of you in the staff and I know you know this, in the very same way that you don't get into education because of the glory and it's more about the minutia, you do it for the kids. And that's why the 9 of us are sitting up here, because we're invested in the children of this community. You know, Mr. Burton's been on the board for, is it 30 years, Mike? It's a long time. And we have some other board members who've been on the board a long time, and then we have some new ones that are willing to step into what is a little bit of a different time, as Mr. Byrne was just saying. And we do this because we're committed to what we hope is best for the kids. We definitely are heartbroken when we hear people say you care about the kids, but you don't. Well, talk to me after the meeting about how many hours we put in every week for the kids of this community. It's not anywhere near as many as the teachers do, but it's a lot, and it's because we care and we're committed, and we're here trying to do the very best that we can, as the administration and the staff are all doing. So I hope we can all work together, because I think that's really the best recipe for success.
We're up to adjournment. Would someone like to make a motion? Mr. Salmon and Mrs. Korn.
All in favor? Aye.